Okay, we are recording and streaming live on YouTube, so we are good to go whenever you're ready, Joe.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Zoning Board of Appeals, a web-based meeting held via Zoom, February 27, 2025 at 7 p.m. Start with a roll call. Mr. Trata,
Present.
Mr. DeLucia,
Present.
Mr. Botello,
Present.
Mr. Rivas.
Present.
I'm Joe Hanna, Chairman of the Board. Let's see here. I'd like to seat Mr. Trata for Mr. Ribeiro. And I want to explain how the meeting go because we're going to ask the applicant to present their application. You need 4 votes out of 5. And we're going to ask for who's in support the application and who is in opposition for the application, and and everybody have a right to rebut for one time. And now we're gonna move to, I'd like to have a motion to accept the minute from February 13, 2025.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes from February 13th, 2025.
Motion made by Mr. DeLucia,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Trata. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. The next regular meeting gonna be March 13, 2025. We'd like to open a hearing now for open a public hearing to hear application 25-01.
I'd like to make a motion to open 25-01 to 27 Barnum Road, Barbecho, Asaina, Victor, Efrain, F06060 RA40 zone, 4A3 reduced rear yard setback for detached accessory use from 20 feet to 3 feet to legalize previously constructed shed.
Motion made by Mr. DeLucia,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Trata. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, anyone represent the application 25-01, 27 Barnum Road? The applicant, Victor Barbecho. Are you the applicant?
Yes.
Okay, you wanna tell us what you're doing over there? Explain for the board what you're doing.
Well, we were doing a shed. We were trying to fix the shed because we had the shed before, so we trying to fix it. But we start doing a little bit bigger, so that's why we have the issue now.
So you have a shed over there before?
Yeah. It was there. Another one, very old
Smaller
one.
shed or bigger shed?
We did a little bit bigger, than it was.
And was it the same place or you changed the place?
It was the same place.
And why don't you get permit for that? You have to get.
Well, the thing is, since the shed was there, so we thought that we can just do it without any permit. Like we started fixing, then we decided to just doing almost all new.
How big is the shed?
It is you have the plan there. It's 18 by.
Yeah, I have the plan, but the plan doesn't say how big.
Yeah. In
What
the
do you
plans
mean?
of the shed, I give the measurements. Today, let me see.
That'd be 18 by 14?
18 by 14, yes.
All right,
Let me see if I have the pictures here.
because I have the picture of the one right here.
Yeah, today in the morning, I leave the paper in the office. I left the paper in the office, the plans.
I see the plan is 3 foot from the sideline, right?
It's 3 foot. It's more than 3 foot in the plants and the pro plants. If you have the
Yeah.
pro plants there,
Where the old shed, how far was from the line?
from the property line, now it's
The old
It's-
shed, the old one,
what was that?
the
The old
old,
one.
yes.
The old one was I think it was 3 feet or something. We make a little bit farther from the property line.
Okay. Any question from the board?
So this shed is going to be smaller than the original shed that was on the property.
It's bigger, I think.
It's going to be
It's bigger.
bigger. It's going to
It
be
is
bigger.
bigger.
Yeah.
It's already there. It's bigger.
So it's here. So why is it already there? If there was no approval?
So we had an old shed there. So we built it over the one without getting any permit because we didn't know that we need a permit to get fixed. But we were trying to fix it, but that was so bad. So we start doing new.
So you thought just because there was a shed there, you want to fix it up, make it nice, and you build a little bigger.
Yes,
but
that's why
you didn't know
that
you
was
had to make. You didn't know you had to do this process.
I didn't know that I
Yeah.
have to have that distance from the proper line.
Okay.
Mr. Harity or Tom, can you give us some feedback on that issue here?
Sure,
Are you
absolutely.
familiar of the old shed or no? Or
I am familiar with the old shed through our GIS mapping system. There showed an approximately 8 by 10-foot shed on the property. In relatively the same location, it seemed to be about 5-foot-ish off of the property line using the GIS mapping, which isn't 100% accurate.
okay.
Tom, can you expand on the cease and desist order? Please.
Sure. We had originally, when we first went out there and saw and observed the shed, we had also discovered that there was a second unpermitted dwelling unit in the house, which Victor has since applied for a permit to eliminate that second dwelling unit. But just doing our due process and going through our process, we had issued a notice of violation. I forget, we may not have issued a notice of violation, but to get Mr. I'm going to mess up your name, Burcho. Again, I apologize, Victor.
It's okay. Barbecue.
To get compliance, we weren't getting to move forward, so we issued this.
Did you run any electric to the shed or no?
No.
No.
It's just plain. I just need that shed to keep the tools. Nothing electric. No power. Not water. It's just shed to keep the tools and keep my tools to clean up my yard.
Mr. Barbecho, did you pour a concrete slab for that shed?
Yeah, we poured the concrete. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we poured the concrete because I didn't want to mess up my tools because if water gets in something.
Just through the chair real quick, just to clarify, Juan and Joe, the The complaint originally came in was the construction of the shed was being observed by neighbors, so they called us in and we were investigating that when we discovered the illegal dwelling in the basement. So that kind of predicated both things occurring kind of at the same time. But like I said, the client was informed that a permit would be required to do any sort of reconstruction or expansion of the shed, just for clarification purposes. And like I said, Tom was involved in that action. So just to give, historically, there was also a gravel drive that was cut in to the right side of the house, as you can see, off of the main drive. And that was also dealt with by Tom Picklehop there for the with the violation. So just the whole package was the reason we went over there, I think, because the shed was being reconstructed. I think that, Tom, is that right?
I'm sorry, repeat that. You kind of were stalled there, paused for a second. Repeat that again, Sean.
Yeah, I believe the shed complaint is what got us on the property.
The shed complaint did get us on the property. And when I was actually just about the driveway, when I was out there for that initial visit, the driveway wasn't gravel. It was, you could tell that there was a travel way over it that led right down to that shed.
So, looking at the plans, you're saying that there's a
gravel, though,
a gravel way that expands all the way down.
The gravel we put since we have to put the concrete there and get some materials to do the shed. So we make a path and put some gravel because it was raining.
I did when
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, that I know Tom has a little bit with the communication. The gravel drive would have to be removed. That's not permitted. You can't cut a new driveway in without any sort of permits. So I think Victor's been told that. But obviously it shows up on the as-built. So the surveyor is going to locate and map exactly what's there. So you guys are seeing what the survey saw.
So he cut the driveway to the shed. That's what you're saying, Sean?
Yes.
Why you have a driveway to the shed, Mr. Barbascio?
Well, we have to drive it because
Why you need a driveway to the shed?
actually we don't need the driveway because it's only we just make the path to go with the material to build the shed. When we would put in the concrete, we try to get the material as close to the shed. That way we got this entrance.
What kind of tools are you planning to store in that shed that you need a garage bay door for that shed?
Oh, the thing is, I have the mower. I think it's a mower. They call the machine, the big machine to cut the grass because the lawn is a little bit big for me. So we have the machine to cut the grass. So I need to be able to put the machine inside the tools to keep the grass and all the yard. And the machine has wheels. I think it's 4 or 5 feet wide. So to make it comfortable, I decided to do that way. But if it's not really necessary, but you know, if I'm doing this, I just make this opening big enough to get in with that machine. It's a mower, lawn mower.
And then my other question is, why not put it somewhere else on the property? Why so close to the property line? Because looking at this, if you put it where that gravel area is depicted on the survey, you would be within the regulations and you wouldn't have to be even in front of us today to plead your case.
Yeah, I understand that. The thing is, when I saw the old shed, that was almost close to the property line, so that's why we decided to do as far as it is in order to have some more space or some yard.
That he probably have you have a septic system in your house?
Yeah, we have the septic, and I think I already sent the 100.
Yeah, he can't put it there. Probably interfere with the septic system.
I mean, but see, I counter that with the fact that he dug up the side of the property for a gravel drive. So if he dug up the backyard for a gravel yard, which would affect the septic system,
Where's your septic system? Is the septic system in the backyard or in the front yard?
The septic system it's in the backyard, yes.
Yeah, that's the problem. But he probably don't know. You know, you can't drive your heavy equipment over your septic system sometime. If you have a galleys or something, you can make a big damage.
Yeah, I don't need a driveway anyway all the way. It's just we just did it only to keep the tools.
You already drove over there. You know,
Yeah,
it's too late now. Anyway, I don't have any more questions. It's up to the board now. If you guys have a question, go ahead. I just want to clear it from the septic point, you know.
Excuse me, if the board chooses to, I do have the B100 up. If you want me to share my screen.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
The current location.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah. Let me know if you can see it. I believe that's it. Share. Let me know if you see it.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the B100 they submitted in.
So even if he was to bring that, if he was to put that shed on that, what is it, southeast corner there,
To the gravel area.
within the regulations, I think he would be good enough away from the leaching fields that it would have been all right. He dug up the gravel driveway there to it.
But still,
My thing is, he had a smaller shed, which was approximately around the general area of the current location of the shed. If you're gonna go bigger, which I think that's a big shed for a ride-on mower and some tools. I would have, talked to the city before putting down concrete slab and then putting a shed of that size before consulting with the city. For a ride-on mower and the tools, that's a lot of shed.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it from the street as you drive by, how big the shed is.
Mr. Rivers, even if he moves the shed to the gravel area where you're talking about, he still need more setback line from the rear yard, you know what I mean? So he still cannot clear it up. Improve it a little bit. He'll go a little better, but
no, in the site plan that he submitted, it shows the setback line as to where it needs where the back accessory line. You see it there.
Yeah.
They depicted it. So if he would have moved it to just within that range, he wouldn't have to be even in front of us. He would be in compliance with this.
Listen, sometime when you have a septic system over there, you need to have another what they call it, reserve area for in case the system fail down. So that's why they try, you can't put anything in a reserve area.
Where is the septic system in this?
It's shown on the other map. On the other map, you can see it, but this one is not. Yeah, here. You see that drawing in the middle?
Yeah,
so
right
there. Probably next to that, to this way, toward the gravel area, that will be his reserve system. I'm not sure what engineering he have over there. I don't know. Is the house old? How old it is? But sometimes all the new houses, they started at one time to, when you design a septic area, you need to design a reserve system area too. Right, Sean?
That's correct, Joe. He's just got to prove that he can replace the system, and this is done by engineer Ralph Gallagher, just to show that it's possible to get health department approval.
Yeah.
For this location.
He have a small shed. It's over there. I don't know what you guys want to do, but It's a little bigger than what he needs, but if you have a lawnmower, the big machine, you need a space for that machine. I have a smaller tractor and I can put it in 9 feet shed. Just fit right there. Any other questions from the board?
Yes, I have some questions actually. So, the original shed was how large?
8 by 10, I think, according
Yeah.
to Tom.
8 by 10 and 18 by 14, I think, is the new one.
Yes, 18 by 14.
So we went from 80 square feet to 252 square feet.
So your hardship is what, sir?
He probably don't know what is hardship. The hardship is maybe, I would assume, is a septic system, but I can't tell him that. Is you have to. Is the issue with the basement apartment, is that resolved, Sean?
It's resolved, but like I said, the main thing that got us out there was the shed and then the driveway that was cut in. Through that, we found out there was also an illegal apartment in the basement. So it was a
Right,
multitude of issues were out there.
The apartment with the basement is not resolved yet?
Tom?
It's gone through zoning. I think it is still in the approval process with some of the other departments, possibly
Oh,
help.
for zoning, going for the zoning department. Okay, so our issue is he's willing to move the driveway, the gravel driveway, and the
Mr.
shed
Chairman,
will
point of
be-
order, Mr. Chairman. I think Mr. Botello was asking, he was in the middle of asking Mr. Barbeccio some questions.
Yeah, so Mr. Barbeccio, what is the hardship in the shed that you built?
What is the
I think
hardship?
that's what we're only discussing here tonight, correct? I didn't even know about this other apartment, which might be a zoning thing. I don't know. So that's my question. What's the hardship that you encountered that made you build this shed?
Excuse me, what is the hardship? I'm sorry, my English.
Like, what caused you to, why did you build it? Why did you have to build it bigger? There had to be a
Oh.
reason.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, the thing is, the only reason that I built this is because we have the shed there that was very in bad conditions. So we started demoing, and then I decided to do it a little bit bigger. But I didn't know that that's too big. But I don't have that many tools. Since I started doing big because I have a space. I thought I didn't never know that I have to go like 20 feet away from the property line. I thought that I have a space and I can make a little bit bigger. That it's not really necessarily that I need the shed that big, because I didn't know that. That's why I make this a little bit bigger. But it's not. I don't need a driveway all the way. I don't need that big. But it's already there. I already spent the money, and because I didn't know, I have plenty of space. I thought.
I'm just going to call you Mr. B because I don't want to mess up your last name. So, did you attempt to get a permit before you built this shed?
Yeah. To tell the truth, no, because I didn't know that I need a permit because it was there. I just make it bigger, but I didn't know that. Do I have to make the permit because something that is there and I have to fix it? That's the thing.
I feel like the last shed was probably just a drop-in shed. It didn't have any slab. It didn't have footings.
The only thing that has is it was like a columns from bricks columns.
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. So, are you saying that the previous shed had footings and a concrete slab?
No, it didn't have a slab. It didn't have like a base columns, only columns
Have
with
the
bricks, with blocks.
The tube, right?
It's not a tube.
Okay, go ahead.
that
All right,
has
so it
some,
sounds like you built a structure on your property without a permit. Is that where we are?
yeah.
Okay, that's, I guess, my last question.
And just kind of piggybacking on that, Brandon, and this to Victor, every day we learn something.
Yes.
And you have friends that are contractors, right? And you
Yeah.
contract.
No, I'm
So,
not. Yeah.
well, you build stuff.
Yeah, I build stuff. Yeah.
So you have to understand, and everybody else that you know, you have to tell them you cannot build before you get a permit, because then you run into trouble. If something is not right, then you got to take it down and rebuild. You don't want to do that.
No,
So
we
you
don't want. Yeah.
spread the word as a public service to the town. You spread the word that you can't build without a permit. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Get the permit first, then you build. Then you learn that you could put here, you could put it here, you could do this, you can't do. You know what I'm saying?
I do understand. Yes.
So this is a good learning. You learn, now you
It's a-
pass this knowledge on to others.
It is huge learning for me. It's so much trouble for me. It's very hard, and I learned a lot. This thing,
Yeah. But you got to spread the word, because this happened to people, and then they put it up, and then we come in and we say, look, you're too close, or this is not right, this is not right. You don't have a hardship, you don't have anything. You got people living in the basement. You learn this, and now you got to pass this on.
Yes.
Okay. Any more questions from the board?
I only have one. Mr. Barbacho, have you explored the possibilities of where else you may be able to place this shed?
Explore, not really. At the start, when we build this, we just build over it, and then we never explore anywhere. Because that's the I think it's the flat area. The other areas is not that flat, so that we just did over the old one.
No, I asked because if there's any possibility that you could, in a different spot, maybe you might not even need a variance unless I heard wrong. If any buffers that you need, maybe to the septic system or what have you, there may be location where you might not even need a variance. I don't know for 100% for sure, but I guess we could explore that.
Yeah, the thing is, if I'm not gonna be able to get the variance, for me it's gonna be like too close. So I need to have some green area to I like to have more green area than having the shed too close to the house, I guess.
Okay. That's all I have.
Any other questions? Okay, any more questions from the board? Last call. Okay, anyone in support this application? Anyone in support this application? Anyone in opposition for this application? Anyone in opposition? I guess no more. So, all right, we have a motion to close 25-01.
I make a motion to close 25-01 27 Barnum Road. Barbecho, Asaina, Victor Efrain, RA 40 zone. Reduce rear yard setback for detached accessory from 20 feet to 3 feet to legalize previously constructed shed.
Motion made by Mr. DeLucia,
A second.
Okay.
second by Mr. Rivas. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We need a motion to open for voting, if any discussion too, so.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to open up the 25 dash C for voting session.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Rivas. Any second?
Second.
Second by Mr. DeLucia. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, if you guys want to have any discussion about this, I don't know, he seemed to be, doesn't know too many things in there because I know my knowledge is when you have septic system and you have to have a reserve area. But exactly where it is, I can't see it really good and know. And if you want to build any shed, have to be, I think, at least 25 feet away from any septic system. So where you want to go from there, it's up to you guys. Anyone have any idea, discussion, whatever, or motion, whatever you like to do.
I stated my piece in the
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I just, this is a tough one because it's already there.
Yeah,
And he put the concrete down. And he's got everything there already. But it was done, that's why I said you can't do it unless you get the variance first and then you do it.
yeah.
Because then you get, then it's all hell breaks loose when this happens. And this is where we are now.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but it appears he may have enough room if he moves it. Maybe might have to make it a little bit smaller. But like I said, I'm not a surveyor, so I wouldn't be able to answer that question, 100%.
Okay. Any other discussion or you guys all set?
So, I mean, he built an illegal structure and now he wants a variance from it. And I mean, that's it. That's what happened. And there's no hardship that's been identified. So that's where I'm landing on this.
I mean, I'm pretty much where Brandon is. I mean, it's kind of, I don't, like you said, maybe to take it over a little bit. I'm thinking of the concrete's already laid. Now you got to move it over, but you could probably still, I'm not a contractor, so I don't know, but you
If
could
you're
probably
gonna move it over, you have to take the concrete out. Can't leave the
Well,
concrete.
couldn't you move it with some concrete still there, just a plain piece of concrete, just get it all over and add some more concrete on the other side? I don't know. I never build.
Just
Don't
to
know
be
either,
clear,
but-
if we're gonna move this shed at all, he's gonna have to rip everything out,
Yeah.
redig, and
They have to take
relay the
out
concrete.
everything.
That's it. It's not like a pick up and drop off
Yeah.
thing. That's not possible.
Yeah. Not now that it's too far gone.
John, can we have your input about that a little bit?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Mr. Chairman, point of order. I don't think Tom, unless Sean can correct me, I don't think they can input while we're in voting session.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, Mr. Chairman, a specific question regarding the regulations, and we can definitely input, but anything that may sway it one way or the other, pretty much we should remain silent on that. Leave it up to the board members.
Okay. All right, guys, if no more questioning, someone make a motion.
Nobody wants to make it?
You're gonna make it.
Why do I always have to make it?
Because you're so good at it.
Oh, boy. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to deny application 2501 27 Barnum Road, Barbacho, Konya, Victor Efron, RA 40 zone, section 4A3, reduce yard setback for detached accessory use from 20 feet to 3 feet to legalize previously constructed shed. I deny the application without prejudice and because the variance is not in the minimum variance necessary in order to allow reasonable use of the property. I believe that the shed could have been located somewhere within the property that met the setback guidelines. I believe that the hardship was not explained or explained to us in a manner that could have swayed the vote, and therefore I deny the application without prejudice.
Motion made by Mr. Rivas. Any second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Trata. All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
I think we're gonna take a roll call for that. Mr. Trata? You and yeah, it was a motion, right?
What? You just want me to
We're
vote?
gonna take a roll call for the
vote.
motion because it's a denied motion. So you end with a motion,
Yes,
right?
I
You
agree.
seconded, right?
I second
Mr.
that.
Rivas, Mr. Delosha,
nay.
what do you
No,
mean?
no, Mr. Chairman, if I may. So with the roll call vote, a yay would be signifying that you are in agreement of the denial.
There's a motion.
Nay would be in disagreement of the
Right.
denial.
Yay.
Okay.
Right.
Mr. Trata you are Ray, you second the motion.
Yay.
Mr. Rivas, Mr. Delosha,
Yay.
yay. Mr. Rivas, you made the motion, okay, yay.
Yeah.
And Mr. Botello,
Yeah.
yay, yay. So the motion is denied, you denied your application and without a prejudice. So if you want to move it, I can explain for him a little bit, right, Sean?
We'll be happy to explain to it. He can come in on Monday and we'll go through it with him.
Okay. So, Mr. Barbascio, you can come to the zoning board on Monday and they will explain for you what you have to do if you want to come back, if you want to move the shed, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, as continue public hearing none, all business none, no business none, correspondence, we all done now. So we have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Mr. Rivas,
Second.
Second.
seconded by Mr. DeLucia, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And
Aye.
we'll see you on March 13, maybe. Okay,
Okay.
okay, good night.